Welcome. It's lifecoachadele.com, and this is our Monday session about empowerment. So welcome. So today I'm going to talk about stop words. Stop words are part of our system within our brain that stops us from achieving our goals. A word like try. You either try or you do. And so just by using a simple word like try, we can inhibit our ambitions to move forward in our goals. So this is why. Stop words actually do something within our brain. It's part of our belief system when we generalize. For example, in a few sessions ago I talked about all little girls play with dolls and little boys don't. Well, is that actually true or is it not? But whatever we believe to be true actually becomes part of our decision-making process. And so that's what enables us either to move forward or not. So when we use a word like try is kind of like dabbling. I call it like you put your left foot in, you put your left foot out. Try is a word that says I'm not truly committed. I'll just give it a whirl. I'll see how it goes. I'll just try it. Well, do you try to blow your nose? Or do you try to brush your teeth? Or try to wash your hands? No, you either do or you don't, right? So try does something different within our mind. Different from doing. When we look up doing in a dictionary, it's accomplish, achievement. It's about executing something, taking care of business. It means that we complete something. Where try is not a strategy, it's an excuse. Sorry. But every time it comes up in your language, double check yourself. So why is that important? Why do I say that? Hi, Bill. Because it becomes a strategy within our conscious mind. If we think of building a recipe, we're going to make dinner and we're making a recipe, and we say, well, I think I'll try to add a few more tablespoons of pepper and see how that tastes. When the recipe is in its proper proportions, you end up making a delicious meal. But sometimes if you try to wing it, it doesn't always work out. When you're addressing your brain with the word try, you're actually asking it to do something. So we don't often think about our language as actually having a function inside our mind and how that works. But when we try, we give ourselves permission to not follow through. Well, I gave it a good try. You know how it goes, right? But if we think of it as actually addressing our mind to do something, then you're asking your mind to investigate a problem or a certain goal that you want to use or come up with, your best life, and you're asking it for creative strategies, inventions, resilience to find that way of getting you to your pinnacle, your utmost want and desire. But if you say, let's just try it, well, the brain doesn't really know what to do with that. I call it the hamster wheel. Like if we use the word do, I am going to drive to Los Angeles. I'm going to get out a map and I'm going to find the road that I want to take and the destinations that I want to stop at for lunch, for dinner, and staying overnight, and I'm going to get there. But when we say, I'm going to try to go to LA this weekend, what happens, right? It's like giving us permission to not do something. We're not truly committed if we're trying. I call it the hamster wheel. So instead of the roadmap to LA, you're going to get on the hamster wheel and go nowhere. Because that's what happens. When we use the word try, things just go round and round in our lives. And we wonder why we're not getting where we're going. We don't accomplish what we really want. It becomes kind of a nothingness. And there could be stagnation, procrastination. We're not getting to our goals and aspirations. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed because we don't have a roadmap to get us there. And we will never find that roadmap by using the word try. It's just not in the dictionary. It adds to worry, and then it creates guilt. So try is sort of like the tumbleweed to destruction, to not getting what we want out of life. And it makes us unhappy. So how do we make it better for ourselves? We got to shift. We got to look left instead of looking right. They say when everything goes wrong, go left or go right. So which one do you want to choose? Because it's a decision, right? We got to make a decision, not to try, but to do. So we become aware of the words that we use. That's the big thing. And then remove that word completely. I gave an analogy to a client earlier today. I said, imagine every time you did the try word, it was like a dirty Kleenex lying on your floor. It fell out of your pocket and it landed on the floor. And at the end of the day, you looked around and your house was filled with these dirty Kleenexes. Well, that's the word try, right? It just makes a clutter inside the mind. It's like a dirty Kleenex laying on the floor. And who wants that, right? Pick it up and take it to the trash. Move on. Do it, right? So how are the ways that we do it? Well, there's something that we don't like to do. We don't like to disappoint friends. So if we say we're going to do something, a good way to make us do it is to tell two friends. Tell them, I'm going to take a road, I'm going to LA and I'm going tomorrow and I'm leaving at 10 a.m. Say the date, say the time, and say the date of the destination. You need to give your mind concise directions. And when you don't, we kind of let it go, right? We don't finish, hi Lena, we don't finish the plan. You know, we have a goal to finish a course, let's say, and it's not getting done. You said, I'll try again tomorrow. It's a little bit windy here, sorry. So the thing we have to do is give ourselves a destination. You know, I'm choosing LA for the sake of the course, or the sake of the talk today. But you need to have a plan. You need to know what comes first, what comes second, and when you're going to begin. You need to know what the finish line looks like so that when you get there, you can congratulate yourself that you've done a good job, that you've actually done it. Do and done, right? So we need to have a timeline so that we stay out of overwhelmed. Because try takes us into overwhelmed because it doesn't give us action. It doesn't give us creativity or a solution. So when we're looking at do rather than try, sometimes we feel a little bit of overwhelm coming in. So there's a way to cure overwhelmed, and it's known as the Zorro Circle. You might have heard about it, but if you've ever watched the movie Zorro, then you'll understand. It's the older, wise gentleman teaching the young, restless guy how to get some skills, how to learn a few things that are going to go really far in his life. So he takes him into the cave, and on the floor of the cave is a circle, and he tells them that he has to stay within the circle and learn the skills there. And the young guy keeps going, but I want to go out there. I want to go out there. And the old man is like, steady now. Let's just handle what's inside the circle. And we can think of it in another way. Say we're overwhelmed with the task at hand because we're just dabbling in it. We're just trying. Well, maybe I'll do this today rather than I'm gonna do this today. So what we do is we take some painter's tape, something that's not going to damage your floor, and we make a 4-foot square with painter's tape. We put it on this area of destruction that needs to have a plan. So now we don't have to worry about the big picture. We just have to worry about this little 4-foot square, and that's really cool. So what that does is it takes the overwhelm down to a manageable size so that we feel back in control doing what we're going to do. And we don't have to worry about trying to figure out a way to have it all figured out. We just need to complete this one immediate task, a smaller circle that becomes manageable. So this is where we win, Because not only do we complete something, we train our brain to complete. Isn't that cool? Like every action that we take actually does something inside. We think that it's so insignificant, but it's really not. Because when we complete that little 4x4 foot square, we've actually trained our mind to make a decision to do and to make a decision to complete. So we've gone from step 1 through to finish. And that begins to create a pathway inside our mind that says, when I start something, I finish something. So isn't that cool? How something so simple as painter's tape can solve one of the greatest life's problems of being overwhelmed. So consider that today is a day of awareness. How many times will you say try today? And then how many times will you become aware of try by all of the dirty Kleenexes that you've thrown on the floor every time you've used that word? And then look at the distraction for the day. Get out your painter's tape and clean up a 4x4 foot square. Gets you back into control, back into your power and doing. So that's my talk for today. Short and sweet. Stop trying and just get out there, as Nike says, and do it. Okay, thanks for tuning in, guys. Stay well.